friends, it's Miss Kelly and I am reading a couple books today. I just read one called Pig Kahuna, and this next book I'm reading is actually one of my best friend's favorites. Her name is Amy and she always says, "Miss Kelly, you've got to read Harry by the Sea." And I brought it home, so I am reading it and I am dedicating it to my friend Amy. Harry by the Sea. This book is actually pretty old. You can see it's a little bent. It was one of Kelsey and Zach's, and it's a well-loved, well-read book. So it's by Jean Zion, and the pictures are by Margaret Bloy Graham. And we are going to make some predictions as we look at the cover. Harry by the Sea. Maybe some of you have read a book called Harry the Dog. I'm going to have to look that up. I do have that book, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So guess what? I have to go back to the text or do some research on Google. All right, Harry by the Sea. You can see this book is the setting again is the beach. And here we have the little dog named Harry. The title and the cover give you clues about what this story is going to be about. Now, I'm going to open this book and we're going to find out what year it was written because this book is pretty old. So I'm looking for the copyright. And this book was written in 1965. It is 55 years old, way before you were born. So here we have Harry by the Sea. And let's look at some of the pictures that happened before. There on the title page, you have Harry walking on the beach, and you have some starfish and some shells, and you have some seagulls in the distance. And there, who do you think that is? Can you make a prediction? It looks like it's a family, doesn't it? A dad, a mom, a brother, and a sister. And it looks like they're all ready to go to the beach. Here we go. Harry was a white dog with black spots who liked everything about the seashore except the hot sun. So where do you think Harry likes to stay when they go to the beach? Is the illustrator giving you a big clue? One day when the sun was hotter than ever, Harry looked for a shady place to sit. But when he tried to get under the family's beach umbrella, it was too crowded, and the family made him leave. When he crawled into the children's sand castle, what do you predict? The walls fell in, and the children chased him away. When he walked in the shade that a fat lady made, is that kind of rude? It is. She became angry and made him stop following her. "Get lost," she said. She was very annoyed. Annoyed is a good word, isn't it? You're not really mad, but when you're annoyed, you're irritated and something's bugging you. The sun was very hot, and Harry had walked a long way from the main beach. He was tired, so he sat down at the water's edge. All of a sudden, a big wave came from behind and crashed right on top of them. Are you feeling worried for Harry? I am too. When the wave rolled back, Harry was left floating in the water. He was completely covered with seaweed. He didn't look like a dog anymore. He looked like something from the bottom of the sea. Suddenly, a lady saw him floating toward her. "Help! Help!" she shrieked. "It's a sea monster!" The lifeguard heard her and blew his whistle. "Everyone out," he said. "Everybody out." Everyone ran out of the water, and so did Harry. He was still covered with cold, wet seaweed. It made him feel cool and comfortable, and now he didn't mind the sun at all. He felt so good, he started running back to his family. How do you think the people feel when they see Harry in the seaweed? Can they tell he's a dog? On his way, some people saw him. It's a sea serpent, one of them screamed. It's a giant sandworm, and shrieked another. Harry had water in his ears and could hardly hear them. He kept on running toward the main beach. What would you do if you saw this running toward you? When he got there, Harry stopped and stared. Instead of just his family's umbrellas, now there were hundreds of them. They were all striped, just like his family's. Harry couldn't tell one umbrella from the other. I've had that happen at the beach, where you kind of get lost, and then somebody has the same umbrella as you. Suddenly, 2 beach attendants saw him. Holy smoke, one of them gasped. What's that? It's a bushy-backed sea slug, exclaimed the other. They whispered for a moment, then they ran. I think that's a funny detail. What's the seagull trying to do? Harry went from umbrella to umbrella, but he could not find his family. Everyone wore sun hats and sunglasses, and everyone used suntan oil, just like his family. Harry looked and sniffed very hard, but it was no use. He couldn't tell one family from another. Suddenly, the 2 beach attendants came running back, carrying a big trash basket. They ran toward Harry. Stand back, one of them said to the crowd. We're going to catch it and take it to the aquarium, said the other. Uh-oh. Then they tiptoed right up behind Harry and raised the trash basket over his head. Harry didn't know the beach attendants were behind him. He was listening to something. I wonder what he's listening to. Maybe his family calling him. He thought he heard someone calling his name. There it was again. Harry, Harry, Harry. My prediction was right. Now Harry was sure. He didn't wait another second. Just as the basket came down, he ran. He ran right out from under the basket. It happened so fast, the beach attendants just stood there with their mouths open. As he raced through the crowd, some people screamed, some people ran, and some people did both. But Harry paid no attention. He kept on running across the beach. When he got to the hot dog stand, he stopped and barked happily. Behind the counter, the hot dog man was shouting. It was his voice that Harry had heard, but Harry had water in his ears and couldn't hear very well. Did the hot dog man say Harry? The man wasn't shouting, Harry, Harry, Harry. He was shouting, hurry, hurry, hurry. Was my prediction right? No, it wasn't. Is that okay? Sure. It made sense. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get 'em while they're hot. Harry still thought the man was calling his name. He barked and jumped with joy. He jumped so much that suddenly the seaweed all fell off. When the crowd saw that Harry was a dog, they gasped. They couldn't believe their eyes. All at once, Harry began to jump higher than ever. He saw the children. They were running toward him. Oh, Harry, they cried, we heard you bark. We've been looking all over for you. Harry was so happy he did a little dance. The hot dog man was very grateful to Harry for bringing the crowd to his stand. He sold all the hot dogs he had. He gave Harry a free hamburger. The lady who had told Harry to get lost came along and bought him a cold drink. You're no sea monster, she said. You're just a lost hot dog. Everyone laughed except the 2 children. He's not lost, one of them said. He's Harry and he's ours. Then they hurried off to join the rest of the family. The next time Harry's family went to the beach, they bought a new umbrella. Harry liked this one very much. It was white with black spots. Who else is white with black spots? Can you make that connection? No matter how crowded the beach became, it was easy to find, but best of all, it was big, and when the sun got very hot, there was room underneath for all. The end. So I want you to think of something. I'm sure you love that book, but I want you to think of something. What could the family have done to make this not have happened at all? I know we love this story and we were very happy for it, but what could the family have done so Harry wouldn't have gotten lost? I was thinking about this, and actually, if you took your dog to the beach, which I don't recommend because it's pretty hot for dogs on the beach, but if you took your dog, what would your dog have to wear? I want you to think about that. All right. I love and miss you, friends. It was so great to read to you again. I will try to read more summertime books for you. I have a slew of them. And if they're not summer themed, then I'll read a different book. Have a great day.